skip the intro.
Sure.
This is not rocket science, and you're listening to Derby Rocz.
Never mind, it works. I must be because I sent them last week's show and they changed up the setup to it. Figure out which mics are which today.
I'm on 2, 4, 4.
Okay, here we go.
Happy Friday night. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's your old pals, Shram and Cash.
Woo! Sorry.
And
A little crash beginning there.
You are listening to a technically difficult beginning to Derby Rocz, but that's all right. We're doing it live. We are here and in studio. Happy to be here. What is going on, Cash Man? How are you?
Oh, it's a Friday, and we're here live.
We did it.
And we kind of were last week, sort of. I mean, we were live for the first half of the show, sort of, a couple days before Friday. But
what was last week?
It was new content. It was new content.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, it was recorded. That's all right. You can say it.
So yeah, okay. Well, welcome to the show today. We got some great things going on today.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Definitely, without a doubt, you don't want to miss it. And if you're on Facebook right now, you can see the back of my head. It's probably, tell me if the bald spot's starting.
It hasn't gotten any bigger lately.
Yeah. Oh, excellent.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's definitely good. So, we are. How about you? How are you doing today? How's
all right, man.
How's the fam?
Good. Yeah. It's. I'm still tired, but I think I'm just now, forever. I'm gonna be tired. He'll be like 12 weeks this Sunday, so yeah, still lots of growing to do.
Oh yeah,
we're having a great time though, but
that's
definitely
awesome.
Still tired.
Yeah, definitely, and so usually by this time in the month of April, we usually have had WrestleMania already, and it's still not
so
for 2
weird,
weeks.
right?
What is going
on? Yeah, usually it's like the first weekend. Yeah, what a bummer.
I don't
know why they pushed it so long.
It's crazy. It's not even like this weekend or next weekend, but it's the following weekend. So we got 2 weeks to go, which is crazy because we would have been probably talking about what happened and how we were amazed and everything, but certainly it hasn't happened yet. Yeah. So,
we've got that to look forward to.
There we go. And that's a good thing. So, beyond that, it's been fun. The weather's of course been Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde as well. It's been okay.
It snowed the other day again. I was like, what is going on?
We really don't sell this city well on the show. It's like, don't move to Rochester because they don't know.
I mean, if you like seasons, you can move to Rochester. If you're looking for warmth, it is not the destination for you, though.
You definitely are not going to find it. Yeah, I agree. That's very interesting. That's very, very observant of you as well as anybody who listens to the show. So we definitely, it's one of those things. It's just, it's. But this is the time of year in which it starts to get better, and actually, things are starting to fall in place. This summer, all the festivals are falling in place. All the concerts are falling in place.
Yeah.
So. And of course, the roller derby's falling in place. We've got a lot of it coming up this summer.
Certainly.
Yeah, so that's one thing I'm excited about.
At least.
Yeah, that I also there's a break coming up in school, like another 2 weeks, and that.
Nice, good.
Yeah, may have had to use my vacation time, but it's like I need it. I need a break.
Sure. So before we get too carried on, I want to mention that in life you should communicate with your partner, whether that's like your partner in podcasting and radio or your partner in life.
Yes.
And you should talk about like what you're going to have for dinner or what your plans are for the weekend or who you're going to have on your show so you don't double book it.
There we go.
So this is just like a reasonable reminder to communicate with your partner in life. I certainly know I could do a better job of that. I'm not saying anything about you or whatever, but we both dropped the ball this week.
Yeah.
But all that really means is we are going to have a show where Shram and Cash talk a lot less, which is great.
People are going to be thrilled.
Yeah, it's one of those golden shows that people really listen for. So we're going to have 2 great guests. We have one in studio. We are joined by Slaymate of the Year from Rock City Roller Derby. We're going to talk all about last week's game, upcoming stuff. It sounds like you guys are really hitting like social media and marketing hard.
Yeah.
We're going to talk all about stuff like that. You guys have a busy season coming up, so we'll also hit some of those dates and learn a little bit about you as well, because I don't think we've had you on the show.
No.
Awesome. two new friends today. We are also going to have Wilson from Wilkes-Barre Scranton Roller Derby. They have a B team tournament coming up. They have like puppy yoga right around the corner, and they are also just crushing it with their schedule and doing a lot of different stuff. So we're going to get them on to talk all about that. So two wildly different guests, but ultimately like a lot of promotion and events coming up. So it kind of worked out. So while I do stand by my communication like diatribe that I went on, it's still going to be a great show, and I'm happy to be here. So happy Friday.
I like it. Like I always like it when it's more other people than us, because nobody wants to hear us.
Well, it's been like 400 and some odd episodes of just you and me talking.
Pretty much,
You've been on like all 506 of them now, or whatever.
Something like that.
That's 9 years of cash.
Except for when I had COVID, I couldn't be out here for that one show.
But you still were even in the beginning, just a slight little bit there on the phone, I think. So, you know, you were still there, but. Yeah, it's going to be a good show. So we're going to talk a little bit less. I didn't have too much of a week. I know you didn't have too much of a week, but go ahead and we'll get it done quick this time.
Okay, really very quickly. The only thing I really went going on this week was went to a hockey game Wednesday with our guests in the studio.
That's pretty cool.
As well as a bunch of other friends from Rock City, and I started my announcing for this week for the flag football, which is it's always interesting because. It was very last minute, but that's, you know, I love. It was really windy last night too. As a first game, it was crazy, but I'm super excited about that. That's about the extent of my week. Yeah, pretty much. You know, well, it's been so busy. You know, it's just been crazy busy. No talent shows this week, but last week I had like 2 of them, or 3 of them.
You didn't have to like record a PTA meeting or anything like that, or the school board meeting this week.
No, there was a musical in the K through 3 or the middle school. I know.
You just didn't get tapped for that one?
No, I didn't get tapped. I have a partner in my office now who loves to go out and do that stuff.
Sure.
So, but that's about it. How about you?
I didn't have a really busy one either. I feel we recorded Thursday, right?
Yeah.
So Friday, I think I had a security gig. Trying to think of what it was. It was a show at. Ooh, excuse me. It was a band from Buffalo. I can't think of their name. They don't really matter. That's all right. It was at the Montage. So we did that, and then Saturday was catering. I don't know if you guys know this, but babies are expensive. So I'm pretty much working every chance I get because this kid just eats and pees so much. It's insane.
It is.
So I just pick up all the extra shifts I can, and you know, my season at Live Nation starting here soon too. So we'll have a lot more concerts that I'll be working.
Yeah, 14 country music concerts, and maybe one the Backstreet Boys show up.
You know, they announced, and I don't even think it's. I was going to say I think they just announced Jonas Brothers, but I think that's at the arena.
No, I did see that. Yeah. The Jonas Brothers. It's key.
They announced like Suicide Boys, so that's like some weird like methed out white boy rap stuff.
Okay.
They announced that. I don't know. It's actually going to be a pretty good year from what I understand. Kesha got announced the other day. I'm a big Kesha fan, so that'll be great. Love her. But it'll be a pretty all right year. But there'll still be plenty of country concerts.
Oh, sure.
Because that's just like Darien Lake's calling card.
Definitely. They seem, and you know what those are like.
Fingers crossed they don't get bit this year.
Yeah, you don't get bit by someone.
But that was at the Creed show. So, not quite country.
They couldn't get out, so they were biting. No.
Other than that, not too much is going on. Jennifer has some family in town. Uncle Brian's in town this weekend, which is great. You got to meet Anderson. Just spending lots of time. Oh, excuse me. Spending lots of time with that baby. Good stuff all the time. He's getting big. He's starting to like laugh and kind of like babble on a lot. It's a lot of fun. So it's a good time. We're having a lot of fun, and he's starting to like kick and roll over a little bit and stuff like that. So he's just gonna be like walking and talking and all that good stuff in no time. But it's a lot of excitement.
Then the trouble starts.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I don't know. There's not a whole lot going on. I've been dealing with some random back pain, and it's been super annoying. So I haven't been back to practice. The last time I played.
Cleveland.
That was Cleveland. The last time I did any derby stuff, so it sucks because normally I can be like, "Hey, I did this, so my back hurts now," but I felt great mostly after the game.
Yeah.
It wasn't till like 2 weeks ago or something that I had, a lot of back pain. So I don't know what's going on with that. What I kind of figured out is it's because I switched to mostly working from home. So I'm in like a different computer chair that's really uncomfortable. So I got this thing called like a tush saver off of Amazon. Yeah, it's just short of a hemorrhoid donut, pretty much.
There you go.
know what
I've
I
seen
mean?
those.
But,
They're like this thick.
Yeah,
I've seen-
it's just like a really thick, like memory foam cushion
Yeah.
for my buns. Hopefully it'll help. So
My office secretary has one, and when she takes off, I sit in it. So,
Nice.
Yeah. Nice, yeah.
It's like I'm gonna take this for a spin. Betty's out of town.
Yeah, well, she just leaves it in her chair. So if I sit in her
Sure.
chair, there you go.
Sure,
So,
yeah.
Well, hopefully that helps out.
Yeah,
man.
fingers crossed. I mean, and it's like something that, I could try and go to the doctor and go through the 8 weeks of physical therapy before they'll put me in touch with like an orthopedic who's going to give me cortisone and all that. So I'm just trying to ride it out before I start that process because it's more of a money grab than anything. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I
yeah,
stretch
yeah.
out all the time. I'm already doing that stuff. So
And if anybody's in the United States, they know money's kind of disappearing.
Yeah,
so,
right.
You
Yeah.
got a 401k.
I was gonna say, don't check your 401k.
Yeah, don't check it, or you're going to be
I said
very
don't.
sad.
Yeah, definitely don't. But I digress. Yeah, so I don't know. It's going to be exciting to get back to Derby when I do, but it's just been a few weeks. But yeah, we have Dawn of the Derby coming up next month, so we definitely need to prepare for that. Going to be 3 tough games against some teams ranked higher than us, especially after the fallout from our game with Cleveland. So we'll see how everything goes. But yeah, it's going to be 3 tough games. So. It's a lot to look forward to, a lot of good, positive stuff going on with the baby and family and all that. And, I don't know,
Cool.
good stuff.
Let's get to our gas.
Yeah, why don't we go ahead, want to hit a quick break, and then we'll get Wilson on the phone, and then we'll get going and all that. Take a quick break. Is that okay?
Yeah, we're going to go to Wilson first, and then.
Sure, yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought I was the other way around.
No,
I'm
yeah.
good. We'll get Wilson.
We're going to go ahead and hit a commercial. We'll be right back. You're listening to Derby Rocz on
Okay.
106.
Now I'm confused, but I understand.
You're good.
Here we go.
You're good. Yeah, I said, welcome back to Derby Rocz. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We are live in studio. It's going to be a good one. We've got a couple of guests today, starting with the first one from Wilkes-Barre Scranton Roller Derby. We are joined by Wilson. How's it going?
Good. Thank you for having me on. This is so exciting.
Awesome. Happy to have you on. Let's hop right into it. Why don't you tell me all about your origin story and how you got involved in roller derby?
Yeah, actually, I only just started last January. It was kind of a funny thing how it played out. I just happened to be on Facebook the one day, and in one of the local community pages, I just happened to see somebody say, "Hey, come try out roller derby." And I said, "You know what? Yeah, that sounds like really a lot of fun." So I joined last January. I had no idea how to skate. Showed up with, just some sneakers and a dream, and they put me on wheels, and I never looked back. And it's been a wild ride ever since. And man, I can't believe I didn't find it sooner. But I'm just so happy to be here every day.
Awesome. I love that. Did you play any other sports growing up in high school or college or anything like that?
I did, yeah. So I played softball and volleyball throughout my whole career. I played softball since I was 5. I started volleyball in high school. They needed another tall person, and they said, "Hey, you, come on over." I said, "Okay." So that's actually where my derby name came from. It found me. I didn't choose it. It fits, and I wouldn't change a thing. But when I showed up to one of the first couple of recruitments, I couldn't find skates that were my size, and one of the other players was like, "Oh, I have some at home. I'll bring this. I'll probably fit you." And we were chatting that first day, and she asked me the same question: "Did you play any sports?" I said, "Yep, softball and volleyball." And the next practice, she came up to me. She goes, "You, volleyball girl." And then another girl goes, "Okay."
Wilson?
Like,
Okay.
no way.
There you go.
That'd be cool if you did the face makeup of Wilson.
Yeah, it's me with the Wilson volleyball, so it's cool.
Yeah.
I made it myself, and it found me, it stuck, and no complaints. It's part of me now.
I didn't know if it was like a Home Improvement reference, and you were like a tall neighbor looking over a fence.
Yeah. I was thinking of
Yeah,
volleyball.
I am pretty tall.
Right, right. All right. So you said you didn't really know how to skate or anything like that. Did you have like any skating experience? Did you go to like the roller rink for some like birthday parties, or did you truly like not have any skating experience?
No, I had nothing. My brother was a skateboarder, so I had to tag along little sister. I wasn't allowed to do that too. So I just, I just showed up and I said, hey, I'm pretty athletic. Let's give this a go. And if I like it, I'll stick with it. If I don't, then, I gave it a try. And
Yeah.
man, they put those wheels on me. I said, off to the races. Here we go.
Sure, I like it. Very cool. So you've been playing a little over a year now. How has it gone?
Oh, it's so fun. I graduated out of we call it our tough prom, which is our newbie class.
That's fun.
So I graduated in June, was drafted to a home team. From there, I was able to start playing in some mixers. So the fall was very derby packed for me.
Sure.
I made so many friends. I have, people all over, and it's the best. I primarily jam, which I don't know if I may or may not regret that with the longevity, but no, it's so fun. I can't wait to get out and skate every time, and
Sure.
it's honestly, it's like I can't believe I didn't find this sooner.
Was it a little bit of a culture shock when you really got like kind of deep into it and figured out exactly sort of like the culture and all that it takes to be in derby?
Yeah, like there's so many nuances to the actual gameplay itself that, even sometimes I still ask some of my teammates, I'm like, wait, what's that again? But everyone's so welcoming. Man, I really found my people, I found my tribe, and, again, Derby found me at the exact right moment I needed it, and, couldn't be more thankful for it.
Sure.
That's awesome. Is there any transferable skills between volleyball and roller derby? Is there like something that you can take from your past and use it while you're playing?
Yeah, so with volleyball, it was a lot of like side to side, like agility. So
Yeah.
That has absolutely come in handy. For softball, I was an outfielder, so
Sure.
pretty fast on my feet, which helps out with skates. Volleyball with jumping, and I've been trying to work on some apex jumps these days. Again, just gotta practice it, try and get more comfortable with it. But just knowing that, I got really long legs, so I can kind of trust them to get me where I hope I tell them to go.
When you
Yeah, just the speed and the agility just from playing sports my whole career has helped me out so much in derby.
I bet the conditioning certainly helped, but for sure. What was I going to? Oh yeah. What do you prefer? Like your position on the track? Did you see yourself as a jammer when you first started, or was it blocking or pivoting? What did you see? What ideally do you like to do too?
So when I first started, they encourage everybody to try out multiple positions. Hey, try this out, make sure you do both the jammer and the blocker drill. And the first game I played, I did tend to block, and then they're like, hey, go out and try jamming. And then I just took the starting line, and off I went. So they're like, hey, we're gonna let you do that again.
Sure, good.
So it just kind of stuck, and
Very cool.
fast on my feet, and it seems to translate on skate. So I hope I can continue that
Nice.
forward.
What's been your favorite part of the journey so far?
I would have to say the community. Again, Derby found me at exactly the right point in my life where, it was a really big transition period. A lot of personal stuff going on, and, I just have people that were just so welcoming and, there to just support you no matter if you had a good day, if you had a bad day. Just very open, and, again, I found my tribe, and, if you asked me a year ago if I'd be here right now, I'd be like, you're crazy.
Awesome. So you have Wilkes-Barre Scranton has like one of the coolest venues with like a ton of great events. Talk about the warehouse and kind of what it means to the league to have such a cool spot.
We love our warehouse. We skate on painted concrete, which
That's the best.
That concrete is forgiving, but it is. You know, I've played on a few different venues, and you know, concrete's the same every single time. And we love our warehouse. We actually just did some improvements to it,
Nice.
which we're really excited about. We have a ton of events this year. We actually play this Saturday out in Garden State. We played last weekend. No, I'm sorry, 2 weekends ago. We had our first home game of the year, so it was Mayhem Shockers. So we'd love to battle it out between our two home teams. We have another home team game coming up in about 2 weeks. We have a ref clinic on the 27th. And then we have our league fundraisers, our annual spring fundraiser, which is called Tapped and Tatted. So we've got, we teamed up with a local brewery. We have a local tattoo artist and piercer. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've completely rebranded this event, and we're really excited about it. A lot of derby in 2025. We're actually hosting our very first tournament in June as well. So it's going to be June 6th to the 8th, and it's called Bears Beat Battle of the B Teams. So
Perfect.
We're fast and furious on our B team tournament.
Sure. Hit the pause button for me. You're giving it all away. Hold on. I appreciate it. Let's talk about the tournament for a second. If I'm not mistaken, this originally popped up in 2020, if I remember correctly, and just wasn't really able to happen because of COVID, if I remember correctly. Awesome. So you guys finally get to do this B teams. I'm sorry, I've already forgot the name because I'm the worst, but you guys finally get to do this tournament. I know it sounds like when I talked to Bear Jew, she had mentioned that you were helping a little bit with it as well. What kind of role are you providing, and what are the things you're doing to make this event possible?
Yeah, so I'm helping out with all of our sponsorships as well as all of our vendors. So very excited about that. We have a lot of sponsorship opportunities. We have both on-site and digital sponsorship opportunities. And it's going to be at the Revolution Ice Rink in Pittston, PA. And we're going to hope to have vendors on site as well. We've got 8 teams coming in from the tri-state area, and we couldn't be more excited. It's all new to us, and we're so excited to give a lot of B team skaters a chance to kind of show us what they got, and it's going to be great.
Very cool. B teams are now ranked, this year, which our last couple of years, which has been a lot different from the past, and we do see them fall into the WFTDA rankings. So it's a perfect time to take advantage of that and have a B team get together. So kudos to you. I do. By the way, I do want to mention I love the Roller Radicals. Their art on their jerseys. It is so cool.
That's one of our new logos. Oh my goodness, I love it so much. I can't stop staring at it. It's the best. I might be a little biased, but I do love it.
Very cool. Yeah, that's so we're super excited. You got a busy year. I was just looking at your schedule. Holy cow! Yeah.
Tell us about the there's like a puppy yoga event coming up too.
Yeah, that one is very exciting. So we have a local rescue coming in to help us out with that. So we're gonna have yoga at our warehouse. We have an instructor coming in to do a class, and then the puppies and the kittens are gonna be kind of like free roaming around the warehouse, which is super excited. And then we're gonna have a lot of the animals be there for adoption. So we're hoping to kind of have a symbiotic relationship with a local animal shelter. And it's such a fun idea. It's something different, and we hope it's a really good turnout. So that is April 12th at 11 a.m. at our warehouse in Ludic.
Very cool. Where can people check out all of the information? Do you have a website, or what are the socials? Plug where people can find out all the information on all these things.
Yeah, absolutely. We're on Facebook, Wilkes-Barre Friends Roller Derby. We're also on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We actually just started this year. We have live stream of all of our home games, which we're very excited about. That was a monumental task for the league. So you can check us out on YouTube and Twitch. I believe both of those handles are WBSRD. So go give us a follow there. And
Awesome. Let's talk a little bit about what you found to be the hardest part of roller derby.
Oh, what a good question.
Thanks.
Man, some of the harder walls and just endurance. I mean, I like to run, and I thought my cardio was pretty good. And then you go out and you gym, and you get some of our veteran skaters who are just, man, they know how to play the game. They know how to smother you. And you know, you think your endurance is high. You get out there, you're like, whew, humbled real quick. You know, it's something you practice every day, and you know, you get better each and every time you do your up skates, you get out and skate, and you know, just going up against those harder walls definitely make you a better skater. So
Sure.
even though it's hard, it's something that I still always try and push myself to do.
Yeah, rock on. What kind of goals have you set for yourself? You know, you're not necessarily, you know, new anymore. It's been, you know, a little bit over a year. You moved out of the duck pond. You know, you're a full blown mallard now. What's the game plan, and what are your goals moving forward?
Yeah, so my personal goal is I'd love to try out for 18 the next time tryouts come around. You know, I was coming off of an injury at the end of last year, so that's my personal goal for this year is to, you know, try out for 18. I want to sign up for as many mixers as I can, just because, one, the more you play, the better you get.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I've been putting in some work in the off season.
Great.
And yeah, I just want to get out there and skate. That's my number one goal. To be happier when I got wheels on my feet. So
Sounds good. Sounds good. Why don't you hit your list of events and plugs again for us before we let you go?
yeah, absolutely. We got Kitten and Puppy Yoga on April 12th. We've got another home team roll on April 19th. Beginners Referees Clinic, which is open to everybody. That's Sunday, April 27th. We've got our Tapped and Tatted fundraiser, which is Saturday, May 31st. We've got our B-Team tournament, which is Bears, Beats, and Battle of the B-Teams. That's June 6th through the 8th.
There's an Office reference, by the way. There's an Office reference into that title.
Yeah.
Big time, you know, Beats, and you got Dwight Schrute and on the face of your poster there.
I think almost every person understands the reference, Cash.
Okay, Scranton, I get it. Okay, sorry, I'm slow.
I love it.
How can we be from Scranton and not pay homage to the Office?
I
you know?
agree. Yeah,
That's
very
true.
cool.
Yeah, lots of derby. We've got a ton in the fall, but you know we're full steam ahead through our tournament, and you know we couldn't be more proud of our league. We couldn't be more excited for all the things that we have coming up and all the hard work that all of our skaters have put in. So, you know, really exciting time here in the Wilkes-Barre Scranton area.
I love it. I love it. What do you think the future of roller derby looks like?
Ooh, I would have to say, you know, we need more madness. Like, we're here for a good time. You know, roller derby is cool, and you know, we're trying to up the production value in our hometown. And you know, I'd love to see some more rowdy fans and you know, more cowbell.
Sure.
Let's make some noise.
Yeah, I dig it.
More
Awesome.
beats, man. More beats.
Awesome, cool. Well, I really appreciate you coming on. Make sure you go check out Wilkes-Barre Scranton Roller Derby on all the socials.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Wilson. It was a pleasure. Hopefully we'll have you on again, and we'll learn a little bit more about you in the future.
Thank you so much for having me, and you know, we'll talk soon.
Good
Sounds
luck.
great.
Good luck in Garden State this weekend.
Yeah, thank you. Doubleheader for us.
Good luck. Good luck.
Doubleheader.
All right. Good luck. See ya.
All right. And in
Very
fact,
cool.
Garden State's been up here a few times.
Sure, yeah. They've been around as long as I have, as long as I can remember. So
Oh, yeah,
that'll
yeah.
be cool. Good for them. They are a great friend of the show. We've had a ton of them
Oh, yeah.
on over the years. We've had, R2 Decu,
Yep.
we had Bear Jew, Veronica Gitzberger, we had, damn it, why can't I remember her name right now? I feel so
I know
bad.
you're talking about.
Elysium.
That's at Elysium.
Yeah.
Yeah, famous show. If you want to go
Yeah.
back and find that one,
Yeah.
listen to it.
Rough.
We still have not been sued yet.
Yeah,
so
thank God. Good Lord. Why don't we, that was a great interview, and we've still got one on deck. Why don't we go ahead and hit a quick break?
I was going to say the roller radicals is the skull image they have.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
No,
it's
super
like a
cool.
kaleidoscope skull.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
No, they've always done great.
I love that. So
Let's hit a quick break. We're going to come back and talk to Sleigh Mate of the Year from Rock City Roller Derby. You're listening to Derby Rocks on 106.3 WRFC.
Not sure which mic you're on. We'll find out. Okay, here we go.
Welcome back to Derby Rocks. It's a interesting live show. Yeah, it's a good one. I'm having a lot of fun so far. We don't often have two guests on.
Yeah.
Wilson from Wilkes-Barre Scranton Roller Derby. That was a great interview. I want to thank her for coming on. And for the second interview, we do have somebody in studio, which is always exciting because it doesn't happen all the time either.
No, it's true.
From Rock City Roller Derby here in town, we are joined by Sleigh Mate of the Year. What's going on, buddy? How are you?
Hey, good. How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
You might have seen Sleigh Mate on Channel 10 recently. We had there was a story on them. So
I did not. No.
No, you didn't see it? I know. We put it everywhere.
We posted it.
Yeah, we put it everywhere. So yeah,
no.
so that's
Definitely caught it. Yes.
That's pretty cool.
100%. Very cool. So,
I'm interested in a lot of these questions that you're going to ask, so I want to listen.
I love that. That's great. Yeah, let's hop right into it.
Sleigh Mate was a part before I was.
All the same questions.
Yeah.
Now, what's your origin story? How'd you get involved with roller derby?
So I was talking to, my ex-husband was in
I
Pittsburgh.
was gonna say you're like old new.
I'm old and then back, yeah, you got that. So my ex-husband was in Pittsburgh and a friend of ours was doing roller derby and I was like, what is this roller derby? He brought back some merch from the Wrecking Dolls down there. I don't know
Okay.
if they're even a team anymore, but
Like Warren or something like that.
they're in Pittsburgh. They were in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
I remember hearing the name, but I don't.
Yeah, so
Things change.
well, I saw this merch and I was like, oh, this looks so cool. So I just Googled roller derby in Rochester. This was 2008. So there was like a Craigslist ad for roller derby just starting out in Rochester. And they started in May. I think I started in June, July, somewhere in that, like shortly after they began. And I went by myself, which was a whole weird thing because I never do anything by myself.
Sure, it's tough to start something new,
Yeah.
especially as an adult by yourself. I understand.
Yeah, so I was just like, I'm gonna go check it out and see what it's like. And as soon as I got there, the people that were there were super welcoming, and I was watching them, and I was just like, whoa! And I immediately went home and bought like a starter pack of derby stuff. And started
like R3s and
yes,
some.
yep. I still have them. They're like
yeah.
what I was using in the parade. They're my outdoor parade skates.
Sure.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So this was this in the Main Street Armory or no?
I skated there too.
Yeah.
We didn't have a home for a long time when I started. We had like a tryout thing, and actually the news was there at one point a long time ago over at Genesee Valley, and then I guess we got booted out of there, maybe because they had other events going on, but we were at the Armory, we were in Geneva in the old roller dome that was leaking everywhere, and we would drive everywhere.
Sure.
Nobody wanted to let us have a shot anywhere because they were worried about their floors.
Yeah, of course.
Oh
So,
yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
They'll worry about their floors.
So, well, let me ask, what the hell happened? 2008, it's a while ago. You get involved in roller derby.
Yep.
I started in 2016, I think it was, and then you and I only met like last year. What happened in all that time?
So I was on again, off again. I had 2 children, and we were talking about how expensive kids are.
Yes.
I was in college and working 2 to 3 jobs generally.
That's reasonable to not have time for roller derby,
Right.
I think.
Yeah, and back then we had practices 3 days a week or 3 nights a week, and I really, really wanted to play, but like the commitment with
Life
everything
happens,
else.
right?
Yeah, so I would come, then I would stop, then I would come back because I kept getting pulled back because I didn't want to leave.
Sure. It's hard to leave.
It is, but it was just so hard to keep up with the commitment. My kids were young too, so they were like involved in sports and musicals and all that stuff. So I didn't want to miss anything. And so now they're old, and
Well, you know what they always say, Derby will be there for you. You know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
And,
yep, for sure. And I had a back surgery in 2003, and you were talking about your back, and so I was really nervous about even playing with that, but I've been doing okay.
Good.
But aside from that, I decided last year, I was like, I'm gonna go to a practice again, see if I can make it through the whole practice. If I can do it, then I'm gonna try to do this again. So I did make it through the practice, and I came back last year, like mid-season, so I think it was like March or April maybe last year.
All right.
Yeah, played a couple games, but
How's the return been?
it's been actually pretty rough.
It's hell getting old. Ain't
Yeah,
it?
oh my gosh. My body's totally different. I'm, pushing 47 now, so it's a scary time.
Well,
feeling
the good
like,
news is, and he knows I love him, but we'll never be as old as Cash.
Oh,
That's
stop
true.
it.
Yeah.
That's true, though. It's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, that's right. I'm 1 foot in the grave.
There you go, see?
What kind of goals did you set for yourself for coming back?
Oh gosh, just to be able to like get through the whole season without getting hurt is like my main goal.
Okay.
But also, just improving in general. The Derby is very, very, very different from when I first started, and I feel like when I came back, I thought, okay, I'll be able to just start right in here and it'll be good. And I feel like I'm in training wheels again. It's like all brand new. So just really trying to learn the strategy and all the different moves that they have now that I'm not used to anymore, or at all, really.
All these triangle
Yeah.
blocking schemes, Yeah.
Yep.
How have you, back surgery, having kids, taking time off, starting, stopping, how have you kind of managed to make it this far,
Well,
It's tough.
my kids are, one lives in another country and one's 20, so they're grown now.
Sure.
But also, I've switched jobs a couple times, and actually I just switched jobs specifically so I could play roller derby.
Wow. Good for you.
Yeah, because I
That's
was doing
great.
12-hour shifts
Sure.
and they were interfering,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
It's a
well,
long day, too.
yeah, so just trying to make the time and trying to like make sure I'm doing things for myself this time around, and
I love it.
yeah.
Awesome. Growing up, did you play sports?
I played a little bit in junior high. I was on the swim team. I
Okay.
did a little bit of softball, but nothing like your list. person.
Sure, yeah. It's usually kind of like that. Like you're either like, I did a little, or you're the opposite.
I was,
and you've done a lot,
I was
you
in
know?
marching band,
Yeah,
That's
right.
what
I
we
like
did.
a color guard too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get a lot of like I said, either athletes or like band, choir, drama club, color guard type stuff.
I'm just
so-
glad we're on a streak of people not seeing Whippet that made
Sure,
them
yeah.
join,
Yeah,
Oh, we were at that premiere though.
I was gonna say you were like prime whippet
Yeah.
roller
Yeah.
girl time.
Yep. It was a fun little thing.
So
to get.
you've kind of seen and experienced, the fast derby of 2008 and stuff like that. More fast then, obviously a little bit. Still pretty quick now, but more slow, defensive, stopped kind of derby. Have you found that you prefer it one way or another?
Well, honestly, I prefer it the way that I'm used to it, just because I'm used to it.
Sure.
But I think as time goes on, I'll probably be able to switch. It's just I feel like my muscles are still kind of like wanting to chase
Just
and
go,
just go,
right?
So
Yeah.
it's definitely getting used to that. But
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, let's talk about RCRD. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. It sounds like I know you guys have your home season scheduled, and then according to the news last week, we had the B-sides over ARD, which was the closest bout and one of the closest bouts. And one of the biggest upset actually, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How's everything going with RCRD this year? How do you feel?
I feel pretty good. I think I'm on the B-sides. We have got a pretty strong team, strong coaches. I feel, we went and played that game, and it was tough. It was like neck and neck the whole time.
12 points is, what's 3 laps?
And there was a little bit more. I
One
think they
game.
came back at the end to get it that close. But I remember against Akron, I watched it because it was streamed, which was pretty cool. I love the streaming of stuff. It's something they're going to find some way to monetize it. and then I'm going to stop. You know? No, but yeah.
Derby make money, not a chance.
Derby make money. Yeah, that's true. We pay to play. Yay.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yep.
yeah, that was a fun game. So as a team, you guys came together during that game, and you know, unfortunately, the Rockstars weren't as successful, but they had a good run in that game. That's for sure.
Yeah, and
You know?
we ended up driving back to Rochester during Rockstar's halftime, so we didn't get to watch the whole game. But I know at the end, it seems like they really pulled it together and got a lot of points. So
Yeah, they
happy
did.
for
They
them.
tightened it up in the second half, and then just I think penalty problems may have been part of the cause for the issues with that game. But it was a pretty good crowd, loud crowd, that's for sure. We saw a lot of our Cleveland friends down there. They all were on
Sure,
camera at one
yeah.
point or another. So I saw them because they were in the crowd, and they would stand up and slap hands at the end. So
Oh, jeez. Also
yeah.
a lot of dogs.
yeah,
There
they're
were a lot of
barking and
dogs
stuff.
there.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Which was cool. I like that.
That is a cool place because that's where Summer Affair is, and people camp outside it, and they have like 3 days of derby there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
And they're all 20-minute games with no timeouts and stuff. So
Wow.
20-minute halves. I mean, yeah. So it's and it's the
Good
best
time.
in the world
Sure,
are
yeah.
come there. So
Yeah.
it's a
It's
very
always
cool
something to
place.
look forward to.
Yeah, it was a really cool venue. I thought that was a neat little place out in the middle of nowhere.
Awesome. Yes,
So
definitely.
you're in charge of publicity, right?
I'm the community engagement chair. Yep, that's
Yeah.
also new this year to me. So
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So
Well, what's that mean? Tell us, what does community engagement mean to you?
So to me, it means just getting us out in the community, letting people know who we are, that we exist, what we do, when we're playing, where we'll be. If you're interested in joining or being a part of it in any type of way, like just letting people know that we're here.
Sure. So
Yeah.
let's talk about some of the things that you've been doing in the community, or any of the events that you have coming up.
All
What's
right.
going on?
So, we will be next week at Grease Ridge Mall, actually, on April 11th and April 12th. Just kind of doing a little tabling event, doing little raffle giveaways and things like that. Friday we'll be there on the 11th from 4 to 8, and Saturday from 10 to 6.
Just like at the mall, like
Yeah,
in
we'll be by
the-
like Macy's, just
alright,
like,
yeah.
hey, hanging out.
Sure.
But
Gonna
they're
go
letting
to
us.
Brad's, pick up some cookies and stop by
There
the
you
Rock
go.
City table.
And they're letting us wear our skates in the mall, which we're really excited
Yeah, that's
about.
very exciting. But that's like a
Yeah.
super
I
slick
know.
floor too.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
It's like
I know.
so slippery.
So
Someone's
let's
gonna
make sure
wipe
everybody's wearing sticky.
Yeah, I
They're
guess
gonna wipe out and go into the fountain. I can see
Sure.
it now.
Oh my gosh, that would be a fun event.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna be doing a fundraiser at Three Heads Brewery on the 17th from 5 to 8. So every pour, every dollar, we get $1 for every pour that's happening there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then we will be at the Irondequoit Public Market on May 1st, May 15th, and June 5th. And then we will also be at the Rochester Public Market May 31st, and
Very cool.
yeah, there's one other day for the public market. But
Really getting after it. That's great.
yeah, just I think back when I used to play a long time ago, Derby was so new, and there was just the crowd. We were selling places out all the time, and it was just this big, exciting thing. So trying to really bring that back and letting people know like we're still here and still super cool. So come out and check us out.
Super cool.
Yeah.
I will say one thing. It always seems like you bump into people and they go, "Oh, there's Derby in Rochester."
Yeah,
And it's like
yeah.
Right.
you get that all the time. It's only 12 years or whatever we're up to now. 13 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that but it's like you have to see it in the right spot. But and you what kind of is it like? Do you contact different media outlets and they let you you say, hey, we got a game coming up, can we set something up? And they either they're really good about it or they're not. So have you had a lot of people who just ignore your emails and stuff?
Only one.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Only one so far, but yeah, everybody that I've reached out to has been like really like, oh yeah, we totally want to have you here, and they're excited, and they're like, fill out this little bit of paperwork and you can come on in and
Very
hang out.
cool.
So
Sure.
yeah, it's been, and then we were just at the Amherst game, like you were saying, last Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and that was also kind of like a fundraiser. We just really wanted a table, and they were cool enough to.
And they want season ticket holders.
Yeah, that too. They definitely want that. We do too.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah,
So that's how Channel 10 came around. Then you're like, hey, I'm guessing like the weekends of games and stuff. It'd probably be important to get out there and like see if you can get some pub. Go
Yeah.
to do like radio stations and stuff. And
yep.
there's that which always gets people into the door. That's for sure. I mean, and all the games this year are at the Minette Hall, so it's going to be a little bit different than the past. Because there's no pretty much everyone's on the level. You said there are
We
bleachers.
have bleachers this year, yeah. And actually, there's going to be. I'm excited about the season because all of our home games have a lot going on. The OPE that's doing our bout production really has been going to town trying to get
Nice.
different people in there, trying to have. We have charities that we're going to be, donating to from some of our funds and partnering with at each of the games now, and halftime shows again, or between games shows.
Yeah, it's
So
tough
we're
at
cool.
halftime when you're doing chuck-a-duck and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know where like the Target is and the Ducks are.
Just watch out
or
for the
list
show
or-
over here. Remember we used to have bands a long time ago.
Yeah.
It never really worked because they would just get into like one or two songs and halftime's over.
Yeah. And then sometimes there's people, always have a preference with music and stuff like that too. So
That's for sure. So
yeah, but we'll each game will have a different theme now. So that's gonna be cool. The first one's like plates and skates, and it's gonna be awesome. I'm really excited to get to it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Do you have, we all know that Derby is hard to kind of turn away from, walk away from. Do you have like a true exit strategy, or you just kind of playing it by ear?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I'm doing it, playing it by ear. But I'm like, let me get through one season, and we'll see how I feel next season.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the future of roller derby looks like?
I think that it's gonna get big again. Like, I think COVID kind of knocked everybody down a few notches, but I think, especially with our league, because we have, the juniors and the men's skating league, and we just have so much going on with so many different things. It's like there's something for everyone. So I think when people start realizing we're here, they're gonna want to get more involved, and I think it's just gonna continue to grow and be awesome.
that's cool. I was gonna say you have juniors on the B sides, or ex-juniors when you graduated up. So and
Same.
yeah,
So,
it's true. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on. Go check out Rock City Roller Derby on all the socials. Just search out Rock City, ROC, not ROCK.
Yeah.
Right.
There is a Rock City.
There
with
is
a
also
K.
a Rock
Oh,
City.
really? Look it up.
Yeah.
I'm not even
So,
sure where they are. But
I
I
can't think
I
of
just
it.
saw
Somewhere in California, I want to say. Maybe don't hold me to that. I could be way off as well.
Yeah,
I think it's on one of the coasts, but I got nothing.
I sent him a message. We got your email by accident. So,
Why don't you hit some of the scores?
Oh yeah, well we're gonna get some scores before we get out
Yeah,
of here.
we got a few minutes to squeeze some news in.
Yeah, I see George is here, so his hat's over the edge of the window there. So we'll probably, unfortunately, crash and burn before he comes on. So let's.
That's all right.
So we got the closest bouts last week. We had the B Railers beating Rome 177 to 166. We have the B sides 149 over the Akron Roller Derby Rowdy Rollers 149 to 137. Texas Chainsaw 168 over River City 156. We've got Montana 160 over 145 over Rocky Mountain. And there's other ones I can't say their names because I can't pronounce it. No. It's Gothenburg losing to Stockholm 145 to 118. So most of those were the biggest upsets. This weekend we've got Nantes at London, San Fernando at High Altitude, Bucksmont at Free State, Roller Radicals at Garden States on our list. And we have the ACD Short Shots at Sin City. Those are also the closest predictions and the bouts to watch. We do have a few games that are going on this weekend on our list here too.
Yeah, it looks like Anthem Hills Park. We've got Sin City Roller Derby. Go check them out. They've got a couple of games going on.
Angel
this
City.
weekend.
Yeah, they got against Angel City. And it's funny.
There it is. I was like, where are you seeing?
The funny thing is that's at the bottom. Events in Las Vegas get canceled every now and then. It doesn't hurt to check with the venue to confirm the listing.
Sure,
So,
yeah, absolutely.
absolutely. So I don't trust Vegas now for some reason. I don't know.
I don't know. I weird, right?
Yes, sir.
We've got a game at the Skate World of Tampa as well, April 6th. at 7:30.
Yeah, Tampa Tantrums.
Tampa Tantrums take on Fort Myers in an epic roller derby battle. Check that out. Tailgating starts at 6:45. That's a new thing.
Wow.
Yeah, tailgating.
Yeah.
What? It's not a
Game
Bills game.
starts at 8:30. Tickets available are at the door. You can buy them online. Then we've got some bad talk about the Bay Area Derby.
Yeah, Bay Area Roller Derby set for their home at Saturday at 5 o'clock. They're going to be playing the San Francisco Rolling Dead, and they will, as well as the Oakland. They'll be taking on the Oakland Outlaws at the Richmond Memorial Auditorium. That is April 5th, which would be tomorrow from 4 to 9. So check it out. 403 Civic Center Plaza, Richmond, California. Some pretty cool ones. What about there's another
Yeah,
name.
we've got Rose City, who is always just raking in the dough. We've got a home game, the Heartless Heathers versus the High Rollers. Check it out. Those are their home teams. That's going to be, I think that was today. Never mind.
No, was that today?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on tonight.
It's like,
So
it
what-
starts in like
3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. I remember Tampa. A lot of times they play Friday nights right over
Yeah.
around there. So, and then we have in Washington State. It's interesting is they have about going
Port
on.
Scandalous. I love that.
Yeah, and it's Squim. It's SEQUIM, but it's pronounced Squim. It's taking place at the Swim Boys and Girls Club, and that's in Washington. So the state of Washington, not the D.C. of Washington. So,
Awesome. Well,
that-
hey, there's news.
Yeah.
2 interviews, some news. We even got a little bit of our weeks in there.
there we go.
That is a show.
That
Why
is a
don't
show.
we go ahead and get out of here?
Yeah, we will.
We'll leave it to George.
A little
and we'll-
bumper to George.
Yeah. And we'll be back sometime next week. Thanks for listening to Derby Rocks. We love and appreciate you. See you guys
Thank you.
soon.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Sergey.
thanks to Wilson and Slaymate of the Year.
Yeah,
Bye.
Sounds like
That's a little roll.
even getting to the show in Vegas is a gamble. It sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, it's a